For finishes on anything that you're going to handle a lot, pens, handles for bottle openers, anything like that, one of my favorites is a CA finish. And most times when you do just a standard CA finish, you end up getting kind of a plasticky feel to the item. So one of the things that I've learned is to use boiled linseed oil ahead of that. So with CA finish, you have a fairly short period of time in which to do your work before it sets on you, and you can be in real trouble. So you want to have everything kind of ready to go. Pretty simple list of materials: paper towel. Generally speaking, I will take these select-to-size paper towels and basically rip them into thirds. Each application uses about a third of the paper towel. I'll then keep one piece sort of set aside for wiping off some of the materials between coats. So that's a pretty simple piece. Use as many sheets as coats you're going to put on it. Obviously, the boiled linseed oil, I want to have that ready. A smart person would put this in a small applicator instead of trying to mess with this big bottle. Sometimes that just never happens. CA glue, you'll want to use something that's a very thin set. I've used the Tight Bond and the Hot Stuff. Both work very well. You'll need an activator, something that will actually instantly set your glue for you. And then after you've done your applications, I like to use a car wax to do the buffing and actually get a good, a nice sheen to it. If you're looking for a matte finish, obviously skip that point. But for a nice shiny finish, and it doesn't really seem to affect the actual finish from these other pieces, something like New Finish works well. Something with carnauba wax gives you a really nice shine to it. But that's your materials. Again, the number of sheets that you'll want to use. Generally speaking, I'll do between 6 and 10 coats, depending on kind of how well it takes. But obviously, just through practice, you'll figure out what you want to do. For start, I take the paper towel, fold it over twice, add a healthy amount of the boiled linseed oil. I usually do it in a line on the piece of paper towel. And we're just going to put the first coat to try to soak in a little bit onto the pieces of wood. Once again, if I had a bottle here, it'd be a lot easier to apply. So just kind of manually it in there, try to rub it in a little bit, try to get it to soak in, and then I usually let it set for just a couple of seconds to make sure it coats in. Turn on the lathe and sort of try to push it into the wood a little bit here. For the CA glue, we'll use the existing piece of paper towel and apply liberal amounts to the oily patch on the paper towel. Then press that into the wood, making sure you keep the piece of paper towel moving and applying to all parts of the wood as it's spinning on the lathe. As you start to feel the piece of paper towel stiffen into a curve around the pen, then you'll know that you're done and that piece is finished. A quick shot of activator to seal everything up. And then I'll use that extra piece of paper towel to wipe off any extra pieces. Next, take a small piece of 600 grit sandpaper and go across the piece, really just looking for any amount of CA glue that hardened in a lump. Once you finish going across a couple times, you really just use your fingers to feel along to see if there are any ridges that you missed. From here, it's lather, rinse, repeat. Continue this step for as many coats as you wanted on the piece. when I want a nice shiny finish, I'll apply some car wax. This goes on like normal, goes on wet. As you apply it, you'll see it turn into almost a water. You want to let it dry just a little bit so that it gets a bit of a haze, and then buff it off with some form of cloth. I usually do 2-3 coats, depending on the piece of wood. The shinier you want it, the more coats you'll put in it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it on YouTube. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments.